such an extraordinary city, and one that greatly differs from Parapium.
You think so? I mean, sure. I guess there's a lot less nature here than in Parapium. Huh. Feels weird saying Parapium and nature in the same breath.
Vergnus is your home, is it not?
Yeah. Well, it's the place I grew up, so in that sense, it's home to me.
Wherefore the ambiguity?
The hospital I was born in was on Vergald, so technically, I'm from the planet. But I've spent way more time on Vergnus, as far back as I can remember. And now it's where my whole family lives. So, does it feel better to call Vergnus home? Yeah.
So, would I be correct in saying that is your childhood home then?
That's where things get complicated. That's the company, not my house. In an Ossarian sense, that's a business/kingdom, and Dad is its ruler.
I see. That helped my understanding. Nonetheless, it is a remarkably large building.
Yeah. There was actually a big dispute when we went to rebuild the office 5 years ago. They wondered if we could recoup the costs of constructing such a massive building.
Goodness, that is quite the ordeal. 5 years prior, this structure required but 5 years to erect?
Nah, it's been like 3 years already. I'd say construction only took like 2 tops.
Only 2 years?
Yeah, that's pretty much bog standard for a building like this.
Only 2 years. Yet it is so grand. Everything in space is so unconventional.
Calling the Aldous. Requesting transfer.
Roger that.
Best head for the bridge
You always
first.
have to be like this. Somebody could have gotten really hurt.
You're one to talk. Back home, you had the cops called on you.
Don't you try to turn the tables on me, dude. Your sloppy management style is the real problem here.
Yeah, well, you work about as fast as a slug. That's what makes me get all anxious and screw up.
It's so tough not being able to... It would do no good to wander aimlessly just before we depart. I should head straight for the bridge.
Hey, after I messed around with those scorpion parts, I came up with an awesome new recipe. Consider it thanks for helping me out. Setting aside the whole ideology issue, scorpion technology is seriously wild. Gotta say, it's pretty twisted. At least I got a little excitement in my day.
Hey, guess what? We've got some new items in. How about giving them a test run? They're so pretty. All the forest twinkling out there. In the darkness. So quiet. And burning all the same. How do we reach that star? Way off in the distance. Do you think we can just keep Thanks for stopping by. Make sure to come back in one piece, alright?
Many thanks.
Hey, guess what? Thanks for stopping
Many
by.
thanks.
Hey, guess what? They're so pretty. All those stars twinkling in the darkness. So quiet. Yet burning all the same. How do we notice that stuff? Way off in the distance. Beautiful water twinkling. Thanks for stopping
Many
by.
thanks.
It's so small and...
Trust this to me.
So, I guess we're setting a course back for Aster 4 then, that right?
Yep.
If you would.
By the way, you should know that Vergoldian Interstellar sent out a warning. Some of Remington's fleet haven't surrendered to Admiral Maverick yet. They report some scattered pockets of resistance.
So a straight course for Aster is out.
Yeah, might be smarter to take the scenic route this time. You know the drill. Better to be safe than sorry.
Right. So we'll steer clear of the usual routes and see if we can find some safer detours then.
A most prudent choice. It would do us no harm to linger longer among the stars, yes?
Pull us out of orbit at a quarter thrust and set course for Aster. Last leg of our journey. Let's make it a good one.
Copy that, Captain. Exiting orbital trajectory at a quarter thrust. T-minus 30 to Aster 4.
Your Highness.
Fret not. It was but the thought of our journey's end.
Perhaps a stroll would put one's mind at ease. May well be our last chance to share words with our companions.
Yes, well, that is a most excellent idea.
I am afraid our time here grows short. Make sure to spend the remaining moments with everyone in a manner that leaves nothing to regret. Gah.
Maester Midas, whatever are you doing?
I'm musing over the Scorpium.
Come again?
I've come across a wealth of experiences I'd never dreamed of since taking to the stars. There is much I wish to convey to Malthea and Marcus upon our return.
Well, that is wonderful. Dr. Eason and Director Malthea will certainly be pleased.
But my voluminous words will never truly convey to them the smell in the air aboard this vessel, nor the texture and tastes of our journey. I can't explain the sensation of my weight on the surface of strange planets for the first time.
Yes.
We humans are social creatures. At our root, we live through and thanks to our connections with others. That set me thinking. The Scorpium seek to guide evolution, and they share their society's wisdom with all who join them. Perhaps they forge the path that all humanoids must one day inevitably tread.
Be that as it may, Maester Midas, do we humanoids need not still build for one another the road which one day leads us there?
I needn't be reminded, but the matter itself is now known to me. It has taken root and will occupy my mind for the rest of my days. And what wonderful days they will be.
I find myself picturing Lady Malkia far from amused at how troublesome you might be.
If I wasn't, then I would no longer be me, correct? There's no going back now. I'll likely spend my days striving for that which I have seen with them.
Where did it go?
I inquired of Raymond to determine if we might sail the Fulga through the Ocean of Stars.
Aboard the Fulga? And what was his response?
Without a moment of contemplation, he told me space held no air, as though it were as obvious as the color of the sky itself. For many years I have studied semiomancy alongside Midas and the other maesters, sharing in all the knowledge of our world. Yet, I now realize we know absolutely nothing of space.
And is there no consolation in knowing now what you have yet to learn?
I find no consolation in self-deceit. We must acknowledge that it shall be no simple feat to ever set course for their worlds ourselves. The gulf between worlds is wide. We can only try and bridge this distance one step at a time.
Where did it go?
Might I inquire now what it was that Luca meant earlier?
So, Leticia, you're royalty, right? Which means you're one of the recognized representatives for a major percentage of Aster 4's population, yes? And Midas and Nina, they're some of the greatest minds the planet has to offer. Whenever such people of your caliber come into contact with Federation technology, their native planet gets registered as a protectorate.
And a protectorate is...
There are ramifications, but there is one in particular that Ray's concerned about.
Oh, nothing.
Okay, registering a planet as a Federation protectorate is almost like a public proclamation. That they are laying future claim to the planet, as a Virgoldian, and also as someone who witnessed all the controversy here. It's hard for him to accept that.
I confess I am also uncertain how to respond.
If we're being frank, I don't think the Federation in its current state is in any position to register Aster 4 as a protectorate. I just have one concern.
Concern?
As long as I remain military personnel, making Aster 4 a protectorate is the only way I'd ever be able to see any of you again.
Oh, that is a grave concern indeed.
It truly is. What I want and who I am are so topsy-turvy now. I really don't know what to do. There has to be some happy answer out there.
Sorry.
It's been an adventure of a lifetime. But it's almost over now, huh?
The journey, yes, but not the lessons we might glean from it.
Some of it's still pretty hard to digest. And we've definitely had more than our share of trouble and all, but... oh, I don't know. I really wish we could have stayed longer and traveled more with them. Don't you think so, Leticia? Leticia?
Yes. Yes. I quite agree. If only ever so slightly longer.
Oh, Leticia. I wish I could spend more time here in the Star Ocean, too.
Is something on your mind, cousin? What could cause you to respire so?
My thoughts were of Boldore. I keep wondering if I might have done more. Somehow convinced him down a path which, in the end, might have saved him.
Perhaps.
In truth, I am plagued by regret. What I seek, and that which I bring about, never seem to coincide.
I lament the same myself.
And yet, then I look at men such as Bennett and Remington. These men are capable of sailing through the stars themselves, yet still they are susceptible of falling astray at the slightest mishap. There seems to be no world in which we are guaranteed to accomplish that which we set out to.
Perhaps the story of our kind is built by those who tried and failed, but persevered nonetheless. What we deem failure at present may one day be seen a crucial step toward a greater good. We might say the same of the Scorpium.
Perhaps so. That means we must push through and live on, so that one day we can stand tall and proud. I am by no means trying to affirm my mistakes, but I am happy to have found some salvation in all of this.
Hey, you wanna go somewhere fun next time?
This is the bridge. No anomalies to report in nearby sectors. Understood. We will remain on alert.
The Lawrence family is still on the job. Have no fear, my dear. We'll see you home safe and sound.
How much longer until our return to Aster?
Just about there now. I'm sorry about the Emperor.
Indeed.
I don't think I could say this in front of Albert or the others, but I feel like he wasn't a bad person.
It's quite all right, Chloe. I am in agreement.
I'm sure Prince Gerard, Emperor Gerard now, I guess. This news will be very difficult for him.
We must accept the Emperor's fate if the Empire and my kingdom are to move toward peace. Chloe?
Yes?
I must confide. I find myself wishing you a Sarian like me.
I'm very flattered and honored by your words. But I have a feeling perhaps we wouldn't have wound up as good as friends if that were true.
Right. Well put. Mayhaps things are best as they are.
I agree. I guess maybe you'd call this whole adventure some quirk of fate, huh? Anyway, I'm so glad to have met you, Leticia.
Seems our time together draws to an end.
All journeys reach an end. Doesn't mean it's the end, though. Right?
Indeed. I can assure you, we don't want to lose contact with any of you after today. Speaking of the future, though, what exactly do you plan to do now, Duma? You were meant to assess the people of Vergold for Scorpium compatibility, yes?
I am contemplating the endeavor to normalize Scorpium integration.
Normalize Scorpium integration? Should I take that to mean moving away from invasive assimilation to focus on what were your prior methods then?
You are correct, though we expect that alone will be insufficient. Contact with the Pan-Galactic Federation served as a catalyst in the Scorpium schism. However, it is now obviously apparent that Scorpium ideology has always been susceptible to such dangers.
It was always at risk of taking a more aggressive route, then?
Indisputable. Armed with that information, we must learn from our failures and seek out new methods by which to further our evolution. This perspective should be shared with the network.
Sounds a lot better than the Centralists, that's for sure. But how's one little probe supposed to influence the whole network?
Astute observation. I am but an investigative life form, unable to intervene in non-mission critical duties.
Yet, little Duma, you did just that by aiding us on our journey, did you not?
It was your actions that prompted me to do so.
What actions?
Your efforts to rescue the android Elena from the crash site at Galka Shrine triggered my protocols. Had you acted differently, my investigation directive would have persisted. Communication between us would have remained at minimum levels. In past surveys of worlds co-inhabited by organic and non-organic life forms, use of non-organics as tools by organic life forms has been quite typical. However, you treat Elena's life as equal to your own, sparing no thought to her nature. In your interactions, I detected new possibilities for future coexistence. My aid was offered in an effort to further investigate future options suggested by your actions. Additionally, influenced by the interactions they witnessed between Raymond and Elena, Leticia and the people of Aster 4 naturally accepted the android as an equal being, working alongside Elena as they would any other fellow humanoid. This is an astounding occurrence, and serves as proof that such a symbiotic relationship can spread. My actions may have breached my role as an investigative unit, but I am grateful to all of you.
That's all just common sense for Vergaldians.
Likewise. It seemed only natural for us.
The greatest hope for the future of Scorpium is in finding more who share such a mentality.
And you will strive to foster such thought. Is that right?
Correct.
Perhaps you have already experienced some form of personal evolution yourself, then.
Personal evolution.
Yeah. I don't doubt it, little Duma. You've been through way too much not to be left a little wiser for it. You know, I'd say this whole adventure taught us all a thing or two.
Indeed.
Well, I'm gonna make my way to the bridge then.
I shall see you there. Perhaps I have said all there is left to say. Best make my way to the bridge.
Duma has changed greatly since we first met. As they themselves said, much of that is thanks to you, Leticia.
Where did it go?
I am afraid our time here grows short.
Looks like I lost it.
There's no going back now.
Maybe I should just...
I am grateful to have had the time to speak with everyone one final time. Perhaps I should now make for the bridge.
I don't remember that being there.
Something up?
There are 3 unidentified objects in orbit around Aster 4. They're around 30 meters in diameter. They weren't there before. Establishing visual.
Debris from the battle between Akizuki and the Scorpium ship?
That is no debris. Detecting autonomous corrections in trajectory.
That is Scorpium.
Hang on now. What are Scorpium doing in this system on a scale like that?
Sure doesn't look like anything good. Doesn't look like they're itching for a fight, but it's probably safer to think they've got eyes on us, too. We got readings on any other Scorpion battleships?
Captain, we've picked up a massive structure on the surface that wasn't there before. Pulling up the feed now.
Whoa, wait a minute. Don't tell me that thing is...
Scorpium.
The sheer size of it.
Where is this tower, precisely?
This looks like... the ancient coil in Nilbeth?
That cannot be! What of the Trathan settlement there? Can we not see what is underway within?
Sensors are being blocked. Interior scanning of the tower was unsuccessful. This construct, could it be?
I have no idea what's going on. Well, Leticia, looks like it's not time for goodbyes just yet.
It would appear so.
Ray, transmission from the surface.
From that tower?
No, this is... It's from the Royal Capital.
This is Lola paging the Aldous. Do you copy?
Lola!
Welcome home, Princess Leticia. The situation here is critical.
Details, now!
Settle down and listen well. We are without many casualties. Osarius, Vale, and Nilbeth are working jointly on this. We're currently assessing the situation. I'd ask that you land at the Osarian Royal Palace. I can brief you on the latest intel once you've arrived.
Very well. We shall be with you shortly. Ray?
Copy. All right, let's do this. Ant?
Yeah, leave the rest here to me. But haul your ass back this way if things go south.
Let us make for Osarius.
Well, for starters, get down there and find out what's going on. We'll figure out what to do after.
Have the Scorpion lost their minds putting something like this on an underdeveloped planet?
That is a Scorpium? It makes even a battleship look tiny.
Not quite sure how to put it, but I've got a bad feeling about this. Something about that Scorpium tells me it isn't like the other big ones we've seen before.
My father and everyone are in trouble. We must make for Osarius at once. Lola.
You all appear well. What of the Emperor, the Colonel, and Gaston?
Well...
I see. Let us go meet with His Royal Majesty.
Do your worst!
His Majesty awaits with his council just above.
Just when I thought we were done with the war council.
Leticia, Raymond, it is good to have you back.
It relieves me to see you well, Father. Whatever has happened here in my absence?
These strange beings simply rained down upon us one day. A whole expanse of the Nilbeth continent fell all but instantly.
And what of the Trathen? Have you heard nothing?
Many of your people have fled their homes to seek refuge in Osarius and Vale. Some fled for the Nilbeth capital instead, but all are safe.
Indeed. Then I am relieved.
The invaders have made no further movements since their capture of Nilbeth. Without the slightest inkling of their plan, the Royal and Imperial navies can do naught but sit in wait off the coast.
These invaders are... Scorpium.
That much is obvious.
If I am not mistaken, their foremost aim is most certainly the ancient coil. They have raided similar sites in other worlds beyond our own.
But the Centralist faction, which espoused such ways, has been eliminated.
You say that, but look at what's in front of you. This is exactly the kind of thing those bastards would do.
Ray, transmission from Aster 4 surface. It's being relayed through a satellite, but I think it's from that Scorpium construction. What? There's no way.
Merchant vessel Aldous. Your return has kept us waiting.
That voice.
Voltor! I witnessed you perish!
He endures.
If only it were surprising. His consciousness persists on the network. Are we to understand that the physical form we fought against in Provenience Cavern was merely one of many he had obtained?
It would appear so. In his cybermind integration, he has abandoned his physical form. And his consciousness is now more directly connected to the Scorpium Continuum than most of our kind.
Which means what? Are we to suffer him in multifarious forms no matter how oft he is bested?
That is correct.
You jest.
As was the plan, I have taken up the mantle of the Sovereign and will bring the universe together as one new Scorpium.
You've planned this from the start?
What? You manipulated us from the start.
The history, the traditions, all of Nilbeth stands as the perfect first subject for my rebirth Scorpion.
None are yours to take!
Hear me, good people of Aster 4. With me as their sovereign, the rebirth Scorpium are here to see all the universe fused as one. The people of this planet will be but the first to join us. Let go of your troubles and your fears, and accept Scorpium. Hark, we offer you naught but enlightenment. The Scorpium are what our people were always meant to be. Leticia Osarius. I trust you hear me. You will continue to resist me. Of that much I am certain. But know that I wish for nothing more than peace and happiness for you all as well.
You lie!
We await you, Princess. Our numbers ever growing.
Gray! I'm detecting lots of Scorpium-looking aircraft taking off from that structure in Nilbeth. They're spreading out over the entire planet.
This isn't good. If they move on the cities, we will not hold out for long.
This will be a far, far cry from our battle with Remington. How are we to wage war against an enemy immune to death itself?
Our only hope is finding a way to curb Boldor's influence.
Elaborate.
The data we require can only be obtained by visiting that tower.
All right then. Nothing ventured, nothing earned, huh? Chloe, what do you think about landing us inside that spire?
The way they're jamming our sensors, a direct landing will be impossible.
Well, get us as close as you can, and we'll hike the rest.
Fret not. I have faith that we will be fine.
Yes, it is as you say.
You got it. I mean, we've been riding our luck this far. All right, we get in close, we bust on in, we figure out the rest as we go.
There are reports that Imperial forces opposed to peace with the Kingdom have started a rebellion. Princess Leticia, as one of the few familiar with the Tyrannus, I humbly request you to investigate these reports and suppress the rebellion if true. My sincerest thanks for your gracious aid. We must quell the flames of rebellion ere they spread.
Apologies.
My sincerest thanks for your great...
You want to give me cargo addressed to Vir? I see. Even if I wanted to deliver it, it's just not possible. But even if I can't help, you might be able to. Please take it in my stead. But even if I can't...
Lord Uncle, Your Majesty, I offer my deepest gratitude. By my very life, I promise to serve and protect Princess Leticia.
Acknowledged. I imagine you will set off with a heavy heart. But know this, your journey with Leticia is by royal decree. Go, and see your actions befit your position as our envoy to the world above.
My lord, I shall return with naught but good news.
I eagerly await that day. Forgive an old man for burdening his daughter so. Pray return to me alive and well. Forgive an old...
All these people in just one city, in one nation, on one single planet. Madness to think you could assimilate everyone on every planet in the entire universe.
Oh, hello, Leticia. What an unlikely pair you make, if I do say so myself.
No, not as unlikely as you think.
That is true. To our surprise, we have something in common.
Oh, really? What could that be?
How do I put this, Letty? Well, we both have illustrious relatives and are tied to the domain in which they excelled.
Illustrious relatives?
Yes, well, I have always stood in my father's shadow. And the same with Marielle and her heroic grandfather. Because a parent demonstrated prowess, we are burdened with unrealistic expectations, or treated as a means of connection.
Exactly right. And another thing, you also get blamed for things that aren't your fault.
So very true. And also, there are many in the Corps who desire anything that may belong to my father. They have some superstition that his triumphs as a general will bring them luck. I have received all manner of strange requests, such as a copy of a document with his signature on it.
Ah, you mean an autograph? Yes, I've had that too. I could never refuse. At one point, I was even forced to bring home a stack of empty cards.
Oh? And how did that turn out?
Well, my grandfather enjoyed it, especially for the lady officers. He drew pictures and wrote with colored pens. My grandmother was too embarrassed to write almost anything, so she struggled with it.
Oh, you two seem to be enjoying yourselves, so I will let you be.
Supper extra special tonight.
What might you two be up to?
Your Highness.
Oh, hi, Leticia. I was just chatting with Albert about what would make a better pet. A kitty or a bunny?
With Albert? You happen to be fond of cute animals?
To some small extent, I admit.
Some small extent, my foot. You were super excited talking about it just now.
That was merely because, Your Highness, if you would please ensure Raymond is not privy to this.
Anyway, kitties are the best. You can keep them indoors, they'll come over to play, and they're just so cute.
I say, Bunny, together you can roam the earth. Imagine sleeping as you bury your face in so much fluffiness. Doing so is a magnificent dream.
Oh, both animals certainly have their good points.
Leticia, which do you think makes a better pet? Of course, it has to be a kitty, right?
Would you care to
No, it must be a bunny, Your Highness.
Fine idea. I do love
As you are asking me, Why not keep both animals? Both kitties and bunnies have appealing points. How could I choose one over the other?
A fine idea.
What is it?
Apple pie.
For a moment, I thought your choice had merit, but I believe they will be ill-matched. If a kitty rides atop a bunny, I doubt it will behave.
Right, and they have totally different body sizes. It would be pretty tough making a living space for both.
So, choosing both is not an option, I see.
You want to face off?
Oh, exquisite.
The Centralists and Bulldor himself serve well enough as proof that peace is not guaranteed by becoming one with the Scorpium.
To think, a common foe has Osarius and Vale now coming together as one.
How exquisite.
In all honesty, I yet fail to comprehend the Scorpium's true nature. All the more reason I will not embrace such evolution.
We have traveled in one another's company for quite some time now, yes?
Sure have. Back when we met in Larkus Weald, I never imagined we'd be hanging around each other this long.
It was near this very place where we first set off together, was it not? Oh, seems ages ago now.
So, now that we know each other a little bit, mind if I ask what you thought of me when we first met?
Do you mean of first impressions? Well, perhaps... No. I believe I must ask you the same first.
Okay. How about we both answer at the same time?
Very well then.
Ready?
Go!
A royal pain in the butt!
A useful oaf!
A useful oaf, huh? I guess that's better than being a useless one.
Oh, I also seem to have made a less than favorable impression.
But you know what? Doesn't seem like either of our first impressions were off the mark.
I offer no argument. Yet, I have experienced a great many things through my travels with you, and For that, I am truly grateful.
Yeah, same here. I know you got my back.
Let us brave what lies ahead together, much as we have with all that behind.
Peace can be achieved through unity of understanding. That much you have proven. We have no need for this literal unification of minds they call for.
How exquisite.
Boldor mentioned Nilbeth as being perfect for him. Do you think that's because of its likeness to that cave on Verkness?
Oh, here to take me on, are you? I see. Well, let's see what...
Pardon us. Welch, my word, what has happened?
Where did you come from? You know, it's been a while since you snuck up on me. What an awesome scavenger you are, coming here before I even call you. Ta-da! Check this out.
The ring? Could it possibly be...
Correctamundo! This is the other ring handed down throughout the Vineyard family! Finally, at long last, I have found it! Oh!
Wonderful. So that is what that peculiar laughter was about. Congratulations. And where, pray tell, did you find it in the end?
This you're not gonna believe. It actually got passed along to the Vale Empire. No wonder I couldn't find it searching Osirius high and low. Normally, you'd think the ring would be hard to find after falling into the Empire's hands, right? But thanks to the big ol' snafu between Osirius and Vale recently, relations and trading between the two have been totally revamped. That's how I got my hands on it. And here I thought the big shot royals only cared about squeezing tax money out of hardworking folk. But this time, though, they've got my gratitude. I'm sure you feel the same, yeah? Naturally, I gotta extend my thanks to you, too. I'm on the verge of restoring the Vineyard family name. And it's all thanks to my personal scavenger here. You collected all the vital material I needed. As head of my family, I, Welch Vineyard, would like to reward you with my sincerest gratitude. Okay then, now that I'm in rightful possession of this ring again, I'm starting to think this house is too small for my big ambitions. I'm gonna build an enormous manor that befits this beautiful merchant magnate with genius-level smarts. Oh, nah, that won't cut it. What a lame, humdrum way of reviving our name. I'm gonna make the Vineyards the greatest family of merchants in the entire universe! Now that relations with the Empire are on the up and up, it's the perfect time for some commerce! And until we're the world's leading merchant family, I'll be making use of your services. As my scavenger... No, that's not right. To use an old term from Vineyard family history, you are my business partner. So let's get back to business, partner. The best is yet to come for the Vineyards. I'll prove that we're the best family of merchants in the whole universe. The best is yet to